Uday Shankar from BGS College and Department of Physics. Today, I am going to discuss power in AC circuit. That is AC circuit containing resistance, capacitance and inductance. What is the power in this circuit? Now, let us consider a resistance capacitance and inductance connected in series. So fed with AC supply. So we know that what is the current at any current and voltage and current. Current at any instant is given by what? That is E is equal to E naught sin omega t is the voltage at any instant, and current I, let us say current I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi is the current at any instant in an LCR circuit, where Y represents phase angle between EMF and current. So phase angle between the EMF and current. So what is a power at an instant? Power is equal to E into I. So that is equal to, what is E? E is equal to E naught sin omega t. What is I? I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi. Or else power is equal to, that is E into I. E is equal to E naught I naught sin omega t sin omega t minus pi. I can write this expression as half of E naught I naught 2 sin omega t into sin omega t minus pi. We can write this as sin omega t into sin omega t minus pi can be written as half of E naught I naught into 2 sin omega t into sin omega t minus pi. I can write like, so 2 gets cancelled. So we can write like that. So this can be written as half of E naught I naught. This is cos pi minus cos 2 omega t minus pi, because we know that 2 sin A sin B can be written as cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. So we know that 2 sin A sin B can be written as cos of A minus B minus of cos A plus B. So by substituting this A as omega t and B as 2 omega t minus pi, so we are going to get this. So now what I got is power is equal to, that is E into I is equal to what? I got out of E naught I naught of cos pi minus cos omega 2 omega t minus pi. So you see here, this is the power, a true power consumed over one complete cycle is equal to is the average instantaneous power or period t. Therefore, true power is equal to so that is true power can be written as integral of 0 to t of E naught I naught cos pi minus cos 2 pi 2 omega t minus pi into dt or integral of 0 to t dt. So this is true power can be written as, I can simplify it further. So that is I will take off E naught I naught, which is not integrable. So I can write this as integral of cos pi dt minus integral of cos 2 omega t minus pi into dt. So integral of this is integral of 0 to t dt, t in the denominator gives us what is t minus 0. That is, again I can write 0 to t dt. So that is, if I integrate, I get t, limit of integration is t minus 0, that is t. So I will take out that in the next step. So 2 I naught E naught is into divided by t, this is t, I am taking out because of this. Now how I integrate this? So that is as into cos pi into integral of dt minus this integral of this is sine 2 omega t minus pi divided by 2 omega. So this integral of this is as t with limit 0 to t here. Here also substituting the limit 0 to t, I am going to get half of E naught I naught by t. So the cos pi, I will write it as it is. So the limit t between the limits 0 to t is t alone. This integrating and substituting the limit of integration, I will get like this. So here, or I am having sine and 2 omega t divided by 2 omega minus sine pi. So this, for this I am going to substitute this limit, so that again turns out to be of E naught I naught by t cos pi into t minus of this as I can substitute for omega or 2 pi by t, and then substituting that I will get sine of minus pi minus of sine minus pi. So this turns out to be 0. I will be left with true power is equal to, so is equal to half of E naught I naught into cos pi of t by t. This t gets cancels with this. Then I am going to get true power is equal to what? E naught I naught by 2 into cos pi. So this can be written as true power is equal to, or I can write this as E naught by root 2 and I naught by root 2 into cos pi. So what we get, true power is equal to also E naught by root 2 into I naught by root 2 times the cos pi. This E naught so that is true power is equal to E naught by root 2 can be written as virtual E naught by root 2 represents virtual value of EMF into virtual I naught by root 2 is what? Virtual value of current into cos pi. So that is true power can be written as, so virtual value of EMF and virtual value of current. This can also be written as ERMS, that is RMS value of the voltage into RMS value of the current and into cos pi. We can also write it. RMS value of the true power is equal to, so this can be written as ERMS into IRMS. This two represents apparent and power. Here into, so this apparent power represents what? This value ERMS into IRMS is represent apparent value and cos pi represents and what? Power factor. So therefore true power can be written as, so since these two virtual value of EMS and virtual value of the current is nothing but apparent power, and cos pi represents the power factor. So we get true power is the product of apparent power into power factor. Therefore, what is power factor? Power factor of an AC circuit is given by true power by apparent power. So power factor our power factor is the ratio of true power to apparent power is called as a power factor. So the power factor is denoted by what? Cos pi. So let us find power factor is the ratio of true power to true power to the power factor is true power to the apparent power in the circuit is called as the true power factor. Now let us know what is the power factor in LCR circuit. So power factor circuit is given by, that is cos pi is equal to R by Z impedance. That is here in LCR circuit, this takes the R and this is omega L divided by 1 over omega C, and impedance Z is equal to root of R squared plus omega L minus 1 over omega C the whole square. Therefore, our power factor in LCR circuit, that is cos pi, is written as R by root of R squared plus omega L minus 1 over omega C the whole square. Here, since cos pi is equal to alto adjacent side by hypotenuse, that is R by Z. Therefore, or the power factor in LCR circuit is given by I cos pi is equal to R by root of R square plus omega L minus 1 over omega C the whole square. What is the power factor in RL circuit? So, power factor cos pi is equal to alto R divided by, that is here also R divided by root of R squared plus omega squared S squared is the power factor in the RL circuit. Again, power factor in, if I go to, so here also this is cos pi, this is R, or this is omega L, Z is equal to root of R square plus omega square L square, and is the power factor in inductive or the RL circuit. So let us consider the power factor in RC circuit is given by, so in RC circuit the power factor can be written, this is R, this is 1 over omega C, and Z is equal to root of R squared plus 1 over omega squared C squared. Therefore, our cos pi is equal to R divided by root of R squared plus 1 over omega squared C squared is the power factor in RC circuit or capacitive circuit. Power factor is given by these equations. Now, what is the importance of power factor? Power factor, or what is power factor? Power factor is the ratio of true power to the apparent power. It actually measures the how effectively power is consumed in the network, how the power is used in the circuit. So, ideal power factor must be unity is the ideal power factor must be unity. Must be unity is equal to unity, then maximum power consumption is possible. If not so, if power factor is less than 1, what happens is not unity, it is less than 1, then what happens is we have to supply a large amount of current and to the given amount of power. So, the effectiveness of the power is ideal power is considered to be unity. Then only only full usage of the power is consumed. If this power factor is less than 1, then we have to supply more current for the given amount of power, which will cause more losses to the company which supplies the power. So because of the transmission loss like that, so there will be a loss in this. So important and the power factor is the power is used fully when the power factor is unity. That ideal power factor is unity, then maximum power consumption in the circuit takes place. So now let us define one quantity, that is wattless current. What is wattless current? So if an AC circuit contains the pure resistance or pure capacitance, so it is a AC circuit with pure inductance or pure capacitance with no ohmic resistance. No ohmic resistance. So in pure capacitive or inductive circuit, the resistance in, there is no resistance in it, no ohmic resistance. What happens? Even the phase angle, say the phase angle is pi by 2. Then, and what happens? Power factor is denoted by what? Cos pi. What cos pi becomes? Cos pi by 2. So when cos pi by 2 is, cos pi is equal to 0. Therefore, the power factor turns out to be 0. Therefore, the network does not consume any power. The power consumed by such a circuit is 0. So the current in such a circuit is called as ideal current or wattless current. We are going to get at wattless current, and this circuit does not perform any useful, we cannot expect any useful work from such a circuit. Only it can offer resistance to the flow of current, but we cannot derive any useful work when the power factor is 0, that is with no ohmic resistance, and the circuit does not perform any work, is useless at the idle, and we call it as a watt. The current flowing in the circuit is called as wattless current or idle current, which performs no useful work. So that is about the wattless current. Now let us consider the maximum power transfer theorem. That is the statement of the maximum power transfer theorem and the proof. What maximum power transfer theorem says, that is, maximum power transfer theorem states that the power delivered to the load by AC network, the power delivered to the load by AC network will be maximum when the receiving impedance is complex conjugate of the delivering impedance. Here, this ZS here, look at the circuit, you are having a source and this impedance and of the source, and this is the load. This part is called as the active network, and this one is called as passive network. So this active network is contains a voltage voltage or the current source with the circuit elements, whereas the passive network contains only components like capacitor, inductor, or resistance, etc. So according to maximum power theorem, so we can adjust the maximum power in the circuit by adjusting the load resistance. So that means if you the RL, I varying the RL, I can adjust to get the maximum power in the circuit by varying this. So when we will get the maximum power, or according to this, the AC network will deliver maximum power at the load when receiving impedance is complex conjugate of delivering impedance. Here ZS is the delivering impedance and ZL is the receiving impedance. So ZS represents the delivering impedance and ZL represents the receiving impedance. So what is the total impedance? Total impedance is equal to ZS plus ZL. So what is ZS? ZS is equal to RS plus JXS and ZL is equal to RL plus JXL. So therefore Z becomes what? Z is equal to RS plus JXS plus RL plus JXL. The sum of because of ZS, Z is equal to ZS plus ZL. Therefore, ZS is RS plus JXS and ZL is RL plus JXL. So I can write this as RS plus RL plus J into XX into XL. I can write like this. Or else, you know that gamma is equal to Z is equal to root of x squared plus y squared. This is mod of this. Therefore, Z can be written as root of under the root or the under root. This becomes R plus RS plus RL the whole square plus XS plus XL the whole square. So impedance of the circuit or total impedance of this bilateral network. That is, I am considering the first case, that is when load as complex incident. Let us first take the first case, that is it can be maximum power transfer theorem can be analyzed in two steps. That is when load as complex impedance. So what is the current in the circuit? So I is equal to E by Z. So E by Z, what is E? That is equal to E by, what is Z? Z is root of R square RS plus RL the whole square plus XS plus XL the whole square is the current. Now, what is the power in the circuit? Power in the circuit is given by That is P is equal to I squared R. That is P is equal to what? I squared. That means square of this. That is E squared by impedance square. That is R S plus RL the whole square plus square of this is RS plus RL the whole square plus XS plus XL the whole square. This is the current, square of the current, and R here is load resistance, that is say RL. So here I got power is equal to E squared RL so O power R is equal to what? E squared RL by RS plus RL the whole square plus XX S plus XL the whole square. For the we can this for power to be maximum power can be done by varying XL and RL separately so that the partial derivative that is dP by dXL is equal to 0, or as dP by dRL is equal to 0. So in order to obtain the maximum power, so what I do is I will vary XL as well as RS separately so that the partial derivative becomes equal to 0. First let us take differentiate this power with respect to XL and see what happens. Therefore, if and then equate it to 0. So, by differentiating this, dP by dXL is equal to E squared. So, this can be differentiating this by U we have to adopt, I will adopt UV method here, that is d by, we know that what is d by dx of u by v, that is equal to v square v du by dx minus u dv by dx is the method you are adopted here to differentiate this equation. So by this method if I differentiate, that is dP by dxl is equal to, that is a square of the denominator. What is the square of the denominator? V, this you call it as u and you call it as v. The square of this is what? Rs plus RL the whole square plus XS plus XL the whole square to the power 2, that is v, this is v square to whole square, and then I have to write v as it is. What is v? V is Rs plus RL the whole square plus XS plus XL the whole square, and now I have to differentiate u. U is here RL. What is the differential of RL with respect to XL? It is 0. So it is 0. Therefore, into 0 minus, so again what? U. U is RL. So again I have to differentiate the denominator. Now differentiating the denominator, I will get, so that is 2RL. So we are differentiating with respect to XL. This becomes 0. So now differentiate this one. That is 2 times XS plus XL That is by parts I am differentiating, that is 0, O plus 1. So O, this is 0, this is 1, 0 plus 1. So that is the differential of that. So now here I have to take out E squared outside. So what we are going to get? We are going to get dP by dxl is equal to E squared into, that is this part. This entire thing is 0. So the things left with is minus 2RL into 2RL into XS plus XL. So, and denominator, this is equated to dP by dxl is equal to what? Equated to 0. Then denominator, when I transfer, this becomes equal to 0. That's equal to 0. Therefore, we will be left with what? E minus E squared and 2RL into XS plus XL is equal to 0 implies that this factor XS plus XL is equal to 0 or XS is equal to minus XL. This is one condition, that is the reactive impedance of the source is equal to minus of that of XL, the conjugate of the XS. So we are going to get this condition. So therefore, and if I differentiate the same with respect to RL, what happens? Now I am going to differentiate this with respect to, first I have differentiated the power with respect to XL. Now I am going to differentiate the power with respect to what? RL. So in doing so, what I am going to get? dP by dRL is equal to, now what is dP by dRL is equal to? Again we have to do it by UV method alone. Therefore, or that is according to UV method, that is the V square. V square is equal to what? RS plus RL the whole square plus XS plus XL the whole square whole to the power 2 R, and E square where I will taking E squared out. So by taking E square and outside. So now what is the other step? That is V. What is V? We have to write it as it is. That is V is RS plus RL the whole square plus XL XX plus XL the whole square into. Now what I have to do is I have to differentiate at U with respect to RL. What is U? U is RL alone. RL with respect to RL is 1 minus. So again you have to write RL into differentiate the V. Differentiating V with respect to RL, what I am going to get is, that is 2 times RS plus RL into again this is 0. First if I differentiate this 0, this again I am going to get, and this is again 0. So we are going to get like this. So if I equate it to 0, then what happens? Get this equation. I have differentiated by partial method, that is U by V method. I got this. So then this implies what? E squared into RS plus RL the whole square plus XX plus XL the whole square minus of 2RL into RS plus RL is equal to 0. So E squared cannot be 0. So further simplify that is then RS plus RL the whole square plus XL plus XS XS plus XL and the whole square minus I will multiply this 2RL RS RS RL minus of 2RL square. Now, what is XL? XL is equal, this implies XS is equal to minus XL or XL is equal to minus XS. I can write like that, Then what happens? This is RS plus RL the whole square plus XS minus XS the whole square minus 2RS into RL minus 2RL square. So this becomes 0. Then you simplify this. This implies that RS square plus RL square plus 2RS RL. So expanding this by a plus b the whole square method, what I am going to get? R square plus RL square plus 2RS RL minus 2RS RL minus of 2RL square. So this cancels with this. I will be left with ultimately what I am going to left. I am left with RS the whole square. So here RL square, here minus 2RL square. Therefore, I will get RS square minus RL square is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. That is, this indicates RS is equal to RL. So RS squared is equal to RL square and then RS is equal to, so by differentiating and this power with respect to RL, what I get RS, the source resistance is equal to the source impedance is equal to RL, load resistance. Source resistance is equal to load resistance. By comparing, what ZL represents? What ZL is equal to what? RL plus JXS, isn't it? So here, so instead, what is ZL? ZL is given by ZL is equal to RS plus ZL is equal to RL L plus JXL, isn't it? So here ZL can be is equal to what? What is RL? RL can be is equal to RS. So I can write instead of RL, I can write here RS plus J into what is XL? XL is equal to minus XS. This is minus XS. Therefore, ZL L is equal to, I get minus of ZL is equal to ZS bar. That is because we are having ZS is equal to RS plus JXS. But we are having here complex conjugate of this one. Therefore, ZL is equal to load or impedance is equal to complex conjugate of the source impedance. And that is the receiving impedance. What the maximum power transfer theorem says that receiving impedance and is equal to complex conjugate of delivering impedance. So we are able to prove that ZL is equal to ZS bar, which is the complex conjugate of ZS, the delivering impedance. So the maximum power transfer theorem is proved. So let us see what happens if we take differentiate when the second one is when and the passive network has pure resistance, what happens to that. So let us go to the second part of proving that. Second part of proving it is so that is P is equal to what? Is equal to E squared and RL divided by root R square RS plus RL the whole square plus XL plus XS plus XL the whole square. So this is the whole square. This is the power. So this I am going to differentiate it with resistance, and that is when I differentiate this with the resistance, and what happens and that is dP by dl. So this is the power when in the case of the complex impedance, whereas in the case of only resistive part is there, then what happens, power is current is equal to impedance of the circuit, or I will write the separate diagram. This is the source and this is the ZS and this is RL. So ZS is RS plus ZXS, and here are what is the impedance of the total impedance is equal to ZS plus RL. When the we are dealing with when passive network, the second part of that, when passive network has pure resistance. So here what is ZS? Z is equal to actually ZS plus RL. So what is ZS? ZS is equal to what? That is RS plus JXSA plus RL. So this can be written as Z can be written as Z is equal to what? RS plus RL plus XS. So RL taking R is equal to mod of Z if you take, then it gets Z is equal to root of RS plus RL the whole square plus X square is the impedance of the pure resistive circuit. So this is E, and that is the impedance of the source, and it is having only a pure resistance. Therefore, or what is at any instant current is what? I is equal to E by Z. That is as E is the impedance of the circuit, E by Z is root of RS plus RL the whole square plus XS is the impedance. Now let us calculate the power. Power is equal to what? So power is equal to I squared, or that is equal to, that is E square divided by root of the RS plus RL the whole square plus XS the square into RL. E squared into RL. This gives the power. Now if I differentiate this with respect to RL, what happens? That is, this is as dp by, this is power. So I am going to get dp by drl is equal to this. Again we have to do it by EV method. Then if I do by EV method, but is the denominator square, that is RS plus RL the whole square plus XS the whole square and denominator square into the denominator, that is RS plus RL the whole square plus XS the whole square. Now I have written and this V, I have to differentiate this again. So differentiating this, I am going to get 1. Then again I have to write RL. And now I have to differentiate this with respect to RL. When I differentiate this with respect to RL, I am going to get 2 times RS plus RL into 0 plus 1. That is, so I am going to get dp by drl is equal to, and equate this equal to 0. I am going to equate that is equal to 0. Then I am going to get dp by dl is equal to e square. So I transfer that, means the denominator gets cancelled. Only what is the thing left with us? RS plus RL the whole square plus xx square minus 2 RL RS minus 2 RL square is equal to 0. Therefore, that is E squared is equal to E squared into, E squared cannot be, when I equate it to 0, then and I will leave, this cannot be 0, only this part 0, that is RS plus RL the whole square plus XS S the whole square minus 2 RL RS minus 2 RL square. So expanding this as RS square plus RL squared and plus 2 RL RS plus X squared minus 2 RL RS minus 2 RL square. So this RL square, this gets cancelled. So I am going to get RS square. So here where 2 RL square, here I having 1 plus RL, that is RL square plus XS the whole square. So this what says is RL squared is equal to RS squared plus XS squared. That is RL is equal to root of RS squared plus XS squared. That is as RL is equal to, this is nothing but the XS, sorry, ZS. So what is ZS? That is this is nothing but the RL is XS is equal to minus, we can substitute here. We are going to get that equation, and that is equal to ZS. That is, this is equal to what? RL is equal to, this gives what? This expression says that load impedance is equal to the source impedance in a purely circuit. When RL is equal to ZS, we are going to get a maximum power will be delivered to the load. When our load resistance is equal to source impedance, then also we are going to get the maximum power in the circuit. So now one I will just what is the difference between the inductive and capacitive reactances? So that is difference between, I am just a sheet of what is the difference between inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. You see here the inductive reactance, in the inductive reactance the opposition to the flow of S is caused by what? Inductor. Whereas in the capacitive reactance, the opposition to the flow of AC is caused by what? By capacitor. You can see that the inductor and inductive reactance is directly proportional to, it directly varies with the frequency, whereas the capacitive reaction is inversely proportional to frequency. If I plot a graph of inductance versus frequency, I will get a linear graph like that. If I plot a graph of XC versus frequency, I am going to get a graph of like this. This is the difference between the inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. Now, we have in this class, we have seen the statement and of the maximum power transfer theorem and the proof by two methods, that is when the load has complex impedance and when the load has and the passive network has pure resistance. We have shown that how we get the maximum power by adjusting the load resistance.